Hi, all. This is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was beautiful today. It was a park day. I don't think I left the park. I got to the park early. I stayed in the park late. It was just a gorgeous, gorgeous day. It suddenly got cold. I mean, suddenly it was like cold in a snap of a finger. It went from really beautiful to cold. But what are you going to do? For the most part, it was gorgeous. Gorgeous day. I'll take it after all this rainy, icky, yucky weather. In any event, the market wasn't terrible. The Dow was the biggest loser, I believe. The IWM was actually up. And the other indices, I think, were pretty flat. I think the Qs were flat. S&P probably flat. So it was not a terrible day for the stock market, as it turns out. And the IBB was even up a fraction. So biotech was not terrible. There's a couple of biotech stocks we're going to look at. Request stocks, dffn, JD says it's interesting. trvn, which is Godfather Fraser, says it's of interest. And we're going to look at Google again, because Google and athx we're going to look at it again, and AMD. These three stocks did exactly what they were supposed to do today. So we'll look at them. As always, do your own due diligence. My opinions are strictly my own, do not constitute investment advice. Dr. J has some wonderful ideas, but some clunkers as well. So it's important to seek investment advice before you follow me. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, what trades did I make? I traded AMD. As I said yesterday, I was looking to get out essentially even, because I was down like $1 or 80 cents. So I did. I got out at 27.80, which was a 20-cent profit on some of my shares. But the majority of my shares I kept and got out later at 28.45, I think it was. So I had a nice little gain on AMD, and that was following a gain from the day before. So AMD has been very kind to Dr. J. Recently, I had it for another gain. So I'm like 3 for 3 the last 3 times I've gone into AMD. I'm on a little bit of a roll with my swing trades, made some money with TM. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I'll tweet it out. I don't have anything really in mind, but maybe dffn might be of interest. JD says it's interesting. I think it's interesting too. So let's get to the video charts. And I'll show you what happened with Google, which is exactly what I thought would happen. Or Alphabet, whatever you want to call it. So we're sharing screen now. Okay. So let's look first at AMD. AMD closed up $1.48 to 28.29. That's pretty close to where I sold it. I sold it like 20 cents, not even 20 cents above where it closed. And for tomorrow, I'm not sure. It did what it was supposed to do today. It bottomed just below support and bounced. So oftentimes when a stock just kind of puts its nose below the support line, it often springs back. And that's what happened today with AMD, because after all, it was a spring-like day, so it sprung back. Luckily and happily for me, it did what I thought it would do. athx, so I don't have any forecasts for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I will tweet out if I do go into it one way or the other. Probably if I do go into it, it would be on a pullback, maybe halfway, maybe to 27.50. And if it pulls back, maybe I go into it again, going long. Don't like to short any stocks, in particular, high-flying tech and biotech. athx, biotech, I don't like to short because I feel like I'm rooting against a possible breakthrough drug that could help people. So on ethical issues, I don't like to short biotech. Athsys is one that I'm like married to. I have it for a long time. I know you're not supposed to get married to your stocks, just your wife. Being married to your stock makes you a bigamist. Well, I feel that way because I certainly feel like I have two wives, my actual wife and Athsys. And what do? I keep buying more Athsys. So when it hit $1.46 today, I bought more. And it went down pretty much to where I thought it would go, right in the support area that I had drawn, right between 143 and 141. The low today was actually 142.50. And it bounced back pretty nicely to 151, unchanged on a day. So that's a very long-legged doji. I like big dojis with long bottom shadows. So I kind of like that candle. Optimistic that it goes above the 50-day tomorrow. So looking for better things out of Athsys, looking at a run to the $1.60 area, the high of yesterday's candle. So maybe it retests like what is the high? I think it's 160, 159. So looking for a run to 159 tomorrow, 8 pennies. If I were in a swing trade mood, I'd probably buy it, especially maybe even at the open, and put in a very tight stop, maybe right around here. What would that be? Probably around 149. So I'd probably put in a stop around 148 maybe. Buy it at 151, stop at 148, looking for 159. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting swing. But I like it for the long term, but you could swing this one as well. GOOG, I think I talked about the potential of Athsys in ischemic stroke, in myocardial infarction, in acute respiratory distress syndrome. And it's, of course, a stem cell company with a stem cell product called Multistem. Google, let's go to Google. Google went down exactly to where I drew support, right below the 328 low of 1159. The low of the day was 1156. So it too put its nose below the support line and bounced back. Didn't bounce back that much. I expect more of a bounce tomorrow, back to the 50-day, which might prove to be resistance. If that doesn't prove to be resistance, then this resistance line will be resistance at about 119. So it's going to test resistance, not 119, at 1193. I think it's going to test that 1193 level, maybe even tomorrow. So I expect a good day from Google tomorrow, a bounce back day. After that, I don't know, but I think it's going to go up to the resistance line, and it's maybe going to trade between resistance and support in this new trading range. that it's defined over the last 3 days. It was in this trading range a while ago as well. So it's not totally foreign to it. I think Google might test this range and then break out to the upside or the downside. I'm thinking it'll break out to the upside. And dffn, as far as my overall call on the market that the S&P will go down 3%, let me make that a maximum of 3%. I'm optimistic, a little bit more optimistic today than I was yesterday on the markets. So what is dffn? This is a company with a drug for ischemic stroke in phase 2 trials and glioblastoma brain cancer in phase 3 trials. And it's the same drug, TSC. It oxygenates the area. I don't fully understand it. I'm not a doctor, but it actually create. I don't know. I can't explain what I don't understand. But it's a drug that gives oxygen to vital areas that when these vital areas need it. The company thinks it would be effective in other indications as well, such as COPD, such as myocardial infarction, such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So it's rattling off a whole bunch of horrible diseases, all applicable perhaps to a single drug, TSC. How it works, what it does, I'm not clear on. But look at this high volume day and look at the move it made. This has to mean something. When you see volume like this and you see a huge green candle, I know we had a huge red candle, but it gave the highs back the same day. Nothing like that happened today. It closed near the top. So I'm looking for a little further pullback, maybe to the 465 area, something like that. And then a continuation up. Doesn't have to get that far, maybe gets a little close to it, or maybe goes a little further than that. But I do think we get a further pullback, just like we started to get here. So it looks to me like an interesting play, just like JD described it, interesting. I might give it a whirl. I might give it a go. Maybe it's the next biopath. I don't know. There was no real news today that caused this, but something caused volume of this magnitude. So it dwarfs all the other days in terms of volume. So it's interesting. Up nearly 100% today. That's interesting if you own the stock. So my feeling is it's worth a shot, perhaps, on a pullback. And I'm going to watch it, if I have the time, watch it carefully and maybe go into it. I may give this one a whirl. I'll try to tweet it out if I do go into it. Sometimes I'm not. It's not easy for me to spend too much time on my phone or whatever. But if I go into it, I'll try to tell you, try to share it. TRVN is one that Godfather Fraser asked me to chart, and I don't see too much reason to go into it other than it's not far away from support. That's the reason. If you like the fundamentals, you want to take a shot at a turnaround, might not be a bad time to do it now. Low is 127, it's at 141. So I think 127 would be support. If it breaks that, let's say if it goes down to the low of this candle, 117, you're out. So you're risking, maybe 120. You're risking 21 cents. And you can go for glory or not. You might just put in a limit order here at the high of this candle, 172. So that's not a bad swing trade. 172 on the upside and 120 on the downside. So we're looking for 30 cents versus 20 cents, 3-2 shot. I kind of always look for odds. I don't always complete the trade because of whatever circumstances. I'm entitled to change my mind, but I have a target in mind. I have a stop loss in mind. And on these biotechs that are thinly traded, it's hard to make them hard stops and hard limit orders and so on, because the market makers do funny things. And I just don't like the feeling of the market makers coming down just to take my stop out. And that's happened to me a number of times. So that's, maybe call it paranoia. I just like to use mental stops on especially thinly traded biotechs. There's another one to watch, prpo. I didn't chart it, but please take a look at prpo if you're interested in a runner. Now, it may pull back because it's had a tremendous run to like close to $10 from $1.50. That's a huge run. And it did it in no time. So will it pull back? Probably. It also had a reverse split, which I don't like. So if you want to try prpo, I may try it, but on a significant pullback. I don't trust it at these levels. This has been Dr. J, streaming live in Long Island, New York. Please subscribe to the vlog. Please tell your friends about it. Please share the link. Please write comments. Please give Dr. J a thumbs up to show me that you like me. I'm going to say shalom, au revoir, arrivederci, ciao, hasta mañana.